And good afternoon. Welcome to Tech 20 Tuesday. My name is Jeff Whipple. I'm a technology lead or a technology mentor, whichever you want to call us, here in ASDW. And this is our first Tech 20 Tuesday for this year. It's something we've been sort of throwing around again about reviving. It went a few years ago. Last year it was pretty much centered around Power School. And this year we wanted to revive it and I guess give you some exposure to some new cool things that are sitting out there for you to be able to use in your classroom. So today, as our first one, welcome Corrine, welcome Gus, and I know there'll be some other people dropping by in a minute, but we'll get going. And if you do have questions, you can simply type them into the conversation tab, and I'll be able to see them there. And I will just send you a message so you can see where that is and saying hello. And so if you have questions, you can just type them in there or just open your mic and ask away. So today we're going to talk about QR codes. Now, everybody's seen these little QR codes. They look like little barcodes. That's what the kids see them as. And so QR codes are basically just little scannable codes that people are able to use with their phones. Now you see them everywhere. They're all over advertising. They are um, basically going everywhere in every type of platform. And so you do need a mobile device or a some kind of a device, so whether it's an iPad or a tablet or even a computer, as long as it has a camera in it. And you can download a QR code reader. They're free. I'll show you a few of those a little bit later on. So on your phone, and I happen to have an iPhone, but you can have an Android or whatever you have, and you'll notice right here I have a QR reader. So this is my QR reader that you're able to use, and I'm going to circle it. So that's a QR reader, and so it's just an app, and you can put it up on your either on your computer or on your phone or on your tablet, and they will all work the same. So when I open that QR reader, and I'm going to show you how to make QR codes for your classroom later, but right now I just want to talk about um, how to share the or how to read the QR codes. Um, so when I go to um, open it, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see some kind of a little window that's going to have um, some guides that you're then going to try to place over the QR code using your camera. What it should do, and I'm going to try to pull up a video here of some things. So this was a very simple one. So in the morning, when you come into class, your kids can simply grab their phones and you can set it up, make a QR code that's simply going to give them a text message. So this one here, I set up a little bit earlier today. And so when a student comes in and scans the QR code with their phone, it will give them a little text message that might say, welcome to class, these are the things you need to bring. You could put that right at the door. You could put that inside your classroom somewhere up on the screen, and the kids could simply scan it with their mobile device. That's probably more of a high school, maybe a middle school kind of app. You don't need wireless connectivity for the students to be able to use that. It simply brings up a text message on their device if they've got a QR reader. QR readers are free, and there's dozens of them out there. So everybody who's got a phone should have a QR reader. So that's a very simple way of looking at of using your QR reader for kids. This is another type. So oftentimes we have I don't know about you, but when I want kids to go to a website, what happens is that they get there, and we say we want them to go to this site, but they have a hard time managing their way there. They try to Google it, or they're putting it in the address in the Google search rather than the URL, and so it's they get all over the place. So you can actually use this either on a phone or an iPad or even on a laptop to get kids to a website. So you can actually make your QR code go to a website, and I'm not sure why this isn't playing. Um, we're just trying to play this little video. So it's basically the same thing as you saw, but what it will do, it will automatically, instead of taking them, giving them a text message, it's going to automatically take them to a website that you've programmed into the QR code for them to read. Last one is a YouTube video. So this is going to play now. It's trying to download the buffer, I guess that's what it's trying to do. And it's the same thing. It will take them to a YouTube video. So any kind of a web-based platform, any kind of a web-based content, whether it's audio, video, pictures, text, all kinds of different things, you can direct them to using a QR code. A lot of businesses are using these now to distribute things like coupons and those types of things. So before we move on, what I want to do is show you how you can actually make QR codes, make your own QR codes for your classroom. So I use qrstuff.com, and but there's lots of them out there. There's lots of sites where you can actually make QR codes for you and your students. And you can see here that you can put QR codes on hats and mugs and other things. So maybe you and your students are going to have some fun with that. But over here on the side, what you're looking for is when you go to qrstuff.com, you can see that you can choose the type of thing. And if you just want a plain text message for your kids, you click on plain text, and you come in here and type in whatever you want the text to read. So it could be, welcome to class. Right? So it could be anything that you want to give to them. And this comes in really handy later on because you may be doing things like a scavenger hunt. So maybe you have QR codes up all around your school, or a parent night where kids are taking parents around, and parents can do self-guided tours simply by following the QR codes, and they can read it on their phone. So you put in the content here, you simply hit download QR code, and it will download that QR code in the form of a GIF or a JPEG or BMP, I think it is, directly onto your computer that you can then take, put into a Word document, put into somewhere else, print it out, do whatever you need to do with it, and so then people can scan it. If I'm looking for a YouTube video, you see here that I can put in the video URL, or a website. I can just put in a website URL, so cbc.ca, and you'll notice here that when I put in the website, cbc.ca, this QR code will automatically change. And then when I download it, it becomes the QR code for that particular piece of data, and it will direct students directly to cbc.ca. You can do it with SMS messages, email messages, business cards, all kinds of different things, Instagram, Foursquare, an iTunes link. So there's all kinds of ways and content on the web that you can direct people to using QR codes. A few of the other ideas that you might have for QR codes that you might see that being useful. As I said, I use it a lot in classrooms to when students come in, if they've all got an iPad, or if you've got a number of iPads and you want to get them all to the same spot really quickly, it's a really great way of doing that. So they're all there, they're all safe, they all haven't wandered off into the internet. They just scan that and it takes them right to that website that you want them for research purposes. Think about science fair exhibits. So students can make their own QR codes. So maybe they've done a video to augment the information that's on their science fair, and so they would just simply put that QR code on their poster board or on their presentation board. Buddy reading. This is one of the ones that I thought was the most ingenious, is that oftentimes young kids don't have older kids to read to them, or adults. So one school that I know of actually had older kids read the book for younger kids. So it was an elementary school, so there'd be grade 1, grade 2 kid books being read by grade 4 and 5 kids. who then put that content up on a web. You can use a wiki space. You can use all kinds of different platforms for hosting the content. And they put a QR code just inside of the cover. And so the young kids would bring the book, the paper book. They would then bring an iPad or an iPod or something small with headphones. They would scan the book, and all of a sudden an older kid's voice would start to read to them the book itself. So kids were getting read to by older kids. They didn't have to necessarily always be able to be in the same room together. Scavenger hunts, parent nights, virtual tours, arts. So you put art pieces of art around your school made by students or by others, and you can put little QR codes beside them so that students or parents or other people who are in your building can actually scan them. And another ingenious one that I saw was a yearbook, so that the yearbook was filled with QR codes that the yearbook committee wasn't just filling a paper document where they archived all the stuff. They were building a digital archive as well simultaneously. They had a lot of YouTube videos they put up throughout the year, and all of those QR codes linked to YouTube videos that were produced that kids can now go back and review and look at as they saw. And even from 10 years from now, they'll be able to scan those QR codes in the yearbook and go back and watch the videos. Portfolios. A lot of students now, a lot of adults, I guess, are using QR codes to bring digital content into their portfolio. So somebody who wants to know more about whoever it is can just scan their QR code and maybe get a video or maybe get some extra material that wasn't necessarily into the portfolio, maybe some samples of the content that they produce. So that's basically, there's some really great resources. Kathy Schrock's Guide to Everything. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Kathy Schrock. It's the schrockguide.net, and I'll post that on the Tech 20 Tuesday wiki space. I'll show you that in a second. QR codes in the classroom, and Kathy talks about all kinds of different ideas for mobile device readers. So she gives you all kinds of different readers, but then talks about fun with QR codes, additional resources. So there's lots of ideas of ways that you can use QR codes in your classroom. And as always, we're going to start posting these up on our Tech 20 Tuesday website. If you go to tech20tuesday.wikispaces.com, and you'll see all the sessions from 13, 14 last year, the Power School sessions from 14 and 15, and this year we're just going to start to archive them under the 2016 sessions. So the first one will be up here, QR codes, sometime, hopefully sometime tomorrow I'll be able to get that video up of this session. So that is Tech 20 Tuesday for today. QR codes in the classroom. Next week we're going to look at something that builds on QR codes, because it's actually, with QR codes, kids need to all have a device, or at least enough of them need to have a device, so you're using it to direct them. Next week we're going to look at clickers, where you only need one device, and all the students have QR codes, and you're able to do quick surveys and some assessment and all kinds of things. So we're going to look at clickers next week. So if you're interested in more, if you have some questions, you can ask those questions now. I have the text box open, so you can simply send me messages. Or if you want to, you can email me later as well. The Tech 20 Tuesday wiki space is up, and we'll be archiving the sessions there. So if you do have some questions, you can either open your mic, or you can type them in the text box and ask those questions now. Okay, nice to see you, Ernesto. Thank you for dropping by, and we will see you guys hopefully next week. If you don't have any questions, that's it for Tech 20 Tuesday, and we will hopefully see you all again next week for Clickers.